Hello all, welcome to SmartGence training. So this session would be on flow builder. Firstly, let us see what is a flow and a flow builder. So a flow is an inbuilt application which would automate complex business processes, and what it would mostly do is it would collect data and process that data. So a flow builder is basically an interface where we would be building those individual flows. So this it will allow us to build some code like logic, but without using any programming language. So that is basically the pro of this flow and flow builder. Right. So there are different flow types. So firstly, a screen flow. A screen flow is nothing but where you would be asking the user to enter some values using a screen. By defining a screen with those values or data, we'll be processing it up. So that is what a screen flow is. And an auto launch flow is nothing but we can trigger a flow from Apex class or something like that. So those flows are known as auto launch flows. And schedule triggered flow, as the name suggests, we can schedule a flow based on a time frame or based on a time interval. So that is what a schedule triggered flow is. And platform event triggered flow. So basically, we will be getting some events from external system using this platform event configuration in Salesforce. You will be get to know about this later. So in case of any such events, we can trigger a flow using those events. So that is what we call it as platform event triggered flow. And record triggered flow, as the name suggests, in case of any record being created or edited, we can trigger a flow based on a condition. So that is what we call it as record triggered flow. So why should we use flows? So basically, flows will allow us to create, edit, and delete any record passed into that flow. Whereas workflow rules again is an automated process, but it will not able to create, edit, or delete records except for the task records, obviously. And processes, which is again another automated functionality, would be able, now using the process, we will be able to create records, but we will not be able to delete them, which is again a possibility in flow. So that is why you would be using a flow, right? Then some quick facts. So basically, as almost every other functionality in Salesforce, we have some limits. So we can have multiple versions of a flow. So maximum limit of a version per flow is again 50 for both essential or professional edition or enterprise unlimited performance or developer editions of Salesforce. And we have those elements in flows, which we'll be talking about in some time. So the maximum number of executable elements at runtime per flow is 2000 irrespective of the edition of Salesforce. And the maximum number of active flows per flow type is 5 in case of essential or professional editions, whereas it is 2000 in case of enterprise unlimited performance or developer editions. Similarly, total flows, both active and inactive per flow type is 5 and 4000 based on the edition, as you could see over here. Right, now let us see, we'll be seeing about the elements and resources and what are all available in flow in Salesforce. Let's quickly see that. Right, to navigate the flow, as always, we have to navigate to setup first. And a quick point, if we search for flows, it will be available under process automation. So when I click on this flows, I'll be navigated to this page where we will be able to see all the existing flows in the organization right now. Okay, so yeah, let me quickly show you what are the available elements in the flow as said. So for that, let me click on this new flow button, and yeah, let me select this screen flow for now. We are just going to see what are available, right? So clicking on this free form. Okay, so as you could see here, there are these set of elements. So firstly, the screen would be, the screen where we would be providing the information. Like we will be providing some information in this screen trigger flow, right? So we can use this particular, we can just, drag and drop the screen over to this canvas, and, where we would be able to add the fields to be filled out in case of this flow to be triggered. Then action. So this action is nothing but we can create some actions, like we can create a new task and stuff like that. And subflow is nothing but if you want to refer an existing flow into this flow, we can use this subflow. Then there are quite a few logics, and firstly this would be assignment. If you want to assign something, then we can use this logic. And if there is any decision to be made, this is more like a condition. So if a condition to be checked, then we can use this decision logic. And if you want something to be run in a loop, then we can use this loop logic. And basically this collection sort is nothing but if we have a collection of data, then we can sort it using some conditions. So for that we can have this collection sort, right? Then data. So basically this is where the data would be handled. Like we can create records or update existing records, or we can get the records, I mean we can get the existing records to store into a value, or we can even delete the records. So this is what basically these are. Again, I'm just giving a glimpse to you. You'll get to know about these in detail in the upcoming subsequent sessions, and with more hands-on you get more idea about it, right? Then we have this manager sub tab, right? So here we would be able to create resource. So resource is nothing but a placeholder. Like we can have this resource being created where you would be referring different types of resources that could again be referred in a flow. Like for example, when I click on this new resource, there will be many resource type, right? So basically we can have a variable being created which would be referred in the flow. Similarly, we can have a constant or a formula developed, and text template is nothing but we can create a text, and choice is nothing but more like a pick list value. I mean, a multi-pick. This choice is nothing but more of a multi-pick list value, and record choice set is nothing but we can have the existing records from a particular object which can be referred here in the flow. So for that, what we can do is we can create a resource of type record choice set, so which should be referring to an object. So when using this particular resource in a flow, the all the existing records of that particular object can be referred over here. So that is what record choice set is. And pick list choice set is nothing but we can have pick list values. And stage is basically we can define the stage. Like for example, if you go to an opportunity record, which is again a standard field in Salesforce, right? If you go to I'm sorry, standard object in Salesforce, right? Opportunities. If we go to any existing opportunity record, you would be able to see different stages at the top, like more like a pane. So similarly, we can have this a stage being created over here using this particular resource type. So these are the various elements and resources in flow. And yeah, that would be the end of this session, and we'll be talking about creation of flow in the subsequent sessions. Thank you and happy learning.